Hello. So good to meet you at our global motivational meeting. We are reading World Scriptures book. This God's words that inspire billions of people, families, communities, countries, and the whole world, and will help you to just read these quotes and practice in your daily life. As we read this holy book from the beginning, please find all the chapters at our Message to Billion channel, and also please turn on suggestion playlists. Choose the best one for you and listen this stay blessed all day. Let's see what God prepared for us today. Self-denial. People are blind to their own self-centeredness. We know that selfish and greedy people are far from goodness, yet everyone is tainted by selfishness to some extent. This self-centeredness needs to be exposed and beaten mercilessly. Otherwise, our goodness is superficial and ephemeral. Therefore, we should deny ourselves a life of self-affirmation and pleasure seeking leads in the end to emptiness and loss. Self-denial seems to lead to death and loss, but in fact, it leads to abundant life with God. Thus, we encounter the paradoxical truth in the words of Jesus: whoever would save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life will save it. These teachings are common to all the world level religions. Father Moon affirms the value of self-denial. He explains why human beings should have to travel such a paradoxical and unnatural course to reach the goal of life based upon his insight on the human fall. Although God created humans to manifest the character of love and altruism, because of the fall, we are infected by Satan, whose nature is pure self-centeredness. Hence, we face the predicament that in order to restore our original selves, we must first deny our existing selves that are stained by satanic elements. If any man would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake and for the gospel will save it. He who has not thought of I and mine, whatever towards his mind and body, he who grieves not for that which he has not, he is indeed called by Hiku. They are forever free who renounce all selfish desire and break away from the ego of I, me, and mine to be united with the Lord, attain to us and pass from death to immorality. The man of the way wins no fame. The highest virtue wins no gain. The great man has no self. O son of man, if you love me, turn away from yourself, and if you seek my pleasure, regard not your own, that you may die in me, and I may eternally live in you. You who sit on the top of 100-foot pole, although you have entered the way, you are not yet genuine. Proceed on from the top of the pole, and you will show you whose body in the 10 directions. Mumon's comment: if you go on further and turn your body about, no place is left where you are not the master. But even so, tell me, how will you go on further from the top of 100-foot pole earth? Further, let's read quotes from the second Messiah, Father Samuel Mon. Absolute faith is not the place of self-affirmation, but of self-negation. What is the most serious obstacle to entering the kingdom of heaven? An enemy called I. He is lurking about. I am the enemy. The reason why we pray and put effort into our life of faith is ultimately to be victorious over me. Our goal is to achieve the victory whereby we no longer face Satan's accusations, but as long as I exist, it is impossible to completely break away from that condition. We should be able to deny this. I, in the name of God, we must totally deny ourselves. Only by total self-denial can we cut all the strings by which Satan has been pulling us. We should understand that something like the silk titan of a spider web connect us to Satan, who uses them to pull us. We have to cut them all with a razor. Jesus came to this earth to teach us that before we desire to live, to be a ruler of others, or to be happy, we should first be willing to die. Since human history was ruined due to selfishness and self-centeredness thinking, the only way to save it is to go in the opposite direction. That is what Jesus meant by the paradoxal words. Those who desire to live shall die, and those who are willing to die shall live. With those words, he sets up the teaching to abolish this world of self-seeking in which everyone regards him or herself, not the whole, as most important. In the world where everyone thinks I am number one, everyone is divided. No one likes arrogant people. Conversely, everyone likes individuals who willingly live for others and lift them up. The fall was the beginning of the consciousness of myself. Therefore, you should deny yourself, especially your body. Get rid of Satan, that narcissistic being, by denying yourself. Return to God by always living for the sake of others. Know clearly that this is the path laid out by religion to seek after enlightenment and the method to attain unity through the way of love. Satan exists, however, else that in myself. Since ego exists, suspicious, jealousy, excessive desire, and anger came about. Therefore, kill you ego. Everything that has no to do with I is Satan. Scoff at yourself and judge yourself. Satan always invades through someone close to you or the things you like most. Living for the self ends with the self, but living for others continue forever. Therefore, for goodness to continue, you should live for your counterpart, the greater whole. This is particularly the case when you are in the position of leadership. Therefore, the public roads begin with denying the self. Denying the self does not mean the self disappear. Goodness begins when you try to find yourself in another and value that relationship. This is the principles, law, and way for goodness to develop. The religious Asia traditionally taught self-denial and rejection of material possessions. Conversely, Western people seek to raise themselves up to and gain material prosperity. The end result of such a self-centered life is material wealth, but emptiness of spirit. As long as you insist on keeping to the ways you grew up with, you can never unite with people of other societies and nations and who have different ways of thinking. The same way to unite with them is to forget totally about yourself. by completely denying yourself, you can make relationship everywhere. So powerful quotes for today. If you have difficulties, please watch one more time this video or share this as you end this video on Happy Life Subscribers Marathon. Contact me for consultation, cooperation, and become a member of this heavily Paris holy community globally. The contacts are below. And wish you a great blessed day. Turn on suggestion playlist, choose the best one for you, and stay blessed all the day. And see you tomorrow with more powerful quotes. Yours, Nicolae Cirpala. Bye bye for now.